also in Germany. Take a look at, where's Tommy Robinson from? Can't remember exactly where Tommy Robinson from, but these small towns, Luton in England, these small towns have become unlivable. In America, you don't quite have that problem yet because there isn't the same mass amount of Muslims that have become enclaved in certain areas. They only bring in a certain amount and make sure they have a mixing pot immigration system. And my argument is not that every Muslim is creating terrorism. My argument is that they create cultural enclaves and eventually bring in Sharia and eventually bring in their political ideology, which causes a lot of problems and tensions and language issues, and eventually places like Molenbeek, where you have a large majority of the population who they aren't necessarily committing these acts, but they certainly agree with them. 35% of Muslims in Britain believe that suicide bombings are justified. 42% in France, 22% in Germany, 29% in Spain.
I don't care about these polls, dog, because I guarantee, because you could poll Christians.
How can you not care?
Because people that think that, how many Americans could you poll that think that sometimes civilian deaths are okay as a result of bombing things, right? You can find a lot of like polls that say things like this. But again, like the fact.
No. This is suicide bombings. This is
okay. Well,
suicide
bombings. Come on, who cares?
Yes,
no, why does it matter?
Yes, it does matter. Okay, when you're saying you could find polls of Americans supporting bombing things, we're talking about them bombing ISIS. Yeah, you could find people saying civilian deaths are okay if we're killing a large ISIS.
What about if we talk about America supporting Israel that bombs hospitals and bombs schools, dog? It doesn't matter if the suicide.
You know they bomb hospitals and schools because terrorist organizations in Palestine put their freaking weapons there. Do
you think Palestinian sick people and children care about that? Do you think that a Palestinian child or the family of a Palestinian child?
Israel care about that.
But dude, the bombs don't make, the little shitty fucking RPGs don't even make it over the walls because Israel is one of the most sophisticated anti-missile dome systems in the fucking world. You're really comparing the military power of these two states? Come on, dude.
No. Okay, I'm saying the reason they're not just sitting there bombing hospitals and schools. You can't honestly believe they're just sitting there like, you know what, let's fucking bomb a hospital.
Israel has literally been on record manufacturing reasons in the past to march into the West Bank and fucking exterminate people, dog. What do you mean?
Okay, listen up. I am not I barely talk about the Israel-Palestine conflict. I am not one to run around and be like, oh, I love Israel. But I certainly am not also going to sit around here and pretend that they are bombing hospitals and schools for shits and giggles. At least admit that you have terrorist organizations that specifically set up their weapons places and their attack places in hospitals and schools simply to get Western media's attention. At least admit that.
Yeah, sure, they probably do.
Okay, there you go. Thanks. So you're.
That doesn't mean I'm okay with bombing hospitals and fucking schools, though. Damn. Whoa. We crossed that bridge real fast.
They are bombing terrorist. Okay. This is off the topic of immigration, but my point is that I don't even know how we got here. I'm not necessarily okay with bombing hospitals and schools, but when you have terrorist organizations setting up their weapons and bombs there, you know what? It's a little different than them just doing it for shits and giggles. So at least we can agree on that.